Okay, good evening. How's everyone doing? Good? All right. So tonight's workshop is titled 14 Keys to Maximizing Energy and Minimizing Stress. Okay. One of the goals of our office, of Dr. Clark and myself, is to educate and coach our patients to make lifestyle changes. And the reason for this is because today, chronic diseases are at an all-time high, and they are progressively getting worse.
You can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear, sorry. So chronic diseases they're at an all-time high and they're progressively getting worse, okay? So it's very important that we start to make some of these lifestyle changes now to prevent some of these chronic diseases. So what do I mean by chronic diseases? Cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, fibromyalgia, diabetes, autoimmunities. That's just to name a few, okay? I'm sure most of you are familiar with some of those. Now, the one thing I really want you guys to understand is that the current healthcare model isn't going to do anything for these diseases. You cannot cure. There'll never be a cure for chronic disease. There'll never be a cure for cancer. Doesn't matter how much money you donate, how many 5Ks you walk, there'll never be a cure. They're not any closer to finding a cure now than they were when they first started. You guys with me on that? The only cure for cancer is prevention, okay? So through diet and lifestyle changes. And that's kind of really what I want to focus on tonight. But before we get into that, I want to ask you guys a question. I want you guys to participate. Can you name the 3 leading causes of death in America today?
Heart disease.
Okay. Okay, so we have heart disease. All right, that's number 2.
Auto accident.
Well, let's talk about this for 1 second. Heart disease, okay, it takes about 1 million lives a year. Actually, I was reading one study, it said every 3 minutes there's 1 heart attack and 1 death. Okay, so that's pretty significant. All right, what's another one?
Cancer.
Okay, that's actually number 3. Cancer takes about 500,000 lives per year. Okay, so you guys nailed the number 1 and number 2 disease killers. So that should kind of give it away. Number 1's not a disease. Does anyone have any ideas? Okay, good. Medical treatment, okay? Now let me just get one thing out of the way here. My goal here is not to bash medicine or medical treatment, okay? There's a time and a place for medical treatment. What this is referring to is, say, for example, just within the hospital alone. So patients that are in the hospital taking the proper drug at the proper time in the proper dosage, there's 140,000 deaths per year just from that. Now if you add medical negligence, because people make mistakes, you have failed surgeries, you have misdiagnoses or maybe improper medications given to patients, and then you add infections from the hospitals, okay, bed sores, things like that. That all equals up to over 1 million lives per year. And this isn't even taking into consideration people not within the hospital. So say someone takes a medication and it ends up, that's the cause of their death, but they die outside of a hospital facility. That's not included in this research, so this number is actually higher. This research is done by the AMA, the American Medical Association. So I'm not standing up here making these numbers up for you. Okay, this has been researched. This is credible. Okay. This kind of leads me into the next point here I want to make. At the office here, we kind of break healthcare down into 3 different categories, and I want to go over these 3 with you. Number 1 is self-care. This is by far the most important type of care. This is what you do. This is the lifestyle changes that I'm talking about tonight. Okay? This includes stress management. How do you handle stress? Work stress, personal stress. This is sleep. Are you getting adequate sleep? 6 to 8 hours, uninterrupted. Are you waking up multiple times throughout the night? You need sleep because that's when you do most of your healing, okay? Proper nutrition. Are you getting vitamins, minerals, antioxidants? Are you eating good quality food, okay? I'll just tell you right now, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but fast food's not good for you, okay? It's not even food. We'll get into that, okay? And then exercise. Are you guys getting adequate exercise? It's just something as simple as walking, okay? Great stimulation for the overall nervous system. And again, we'll talk about that a little more detail. Number 2 is healthcare. This is what you're doing right now. You are at a chiropractic office, educating yourself on things you can do outside of the office to help improve your life. Hopefully you're going to a dentist on a regular basis to prevent tooth decay. Hopefully you're getting regular adjustments to help clear the nervous system so the body can do what it was intended to do, to heal itself. Okay? That's healthcare. Number 3, crisis care. This is where the medical field excels. They are the best in the world at this, okay? If you are in a car accident and you're gushing blood, you have a heart attack or a stroke, you have a broken bone, at that time, I don't recommend you come to Clark Chiropractic and get an adjustment, okay? You need medical treatment. They're the best in the world at saving your life, but they are the worst in the world at keeping you healthy. Does that make sense? Are you guys with me on that? Don't make the mistake of supplementing crisis care for health care or self-care. These are the most important things to help prevent these chronic diseases, okay? All right, what I want to do now is I want to go over a few stats before we get into the 14 keys. The United States is the 3rd largest country in the world. Okay, we're right underneath China and India. We make up approximately 4% of the world's population. We are the richest nation in the world. We have the most money, okay? Now again, we make up 4% of the world's population, but we consume 65% of all of the drugs manufactured in the world. You guys kind of see an imbalance there? Now let's look at it from a pharmaceutical standpoint, or from anybody selling a product. If you are selling something, would you want to sell it to a poor place or to a place that has sufficient money? Common sense, okay? That's why the pharmaceutical companies have targeted America, because we have the most means, we have the most money, okay? Now, again, 65% of all the drugs manufactured. Would you assume that we are healthy or unhealthy as a nation? Well, if medicine is healthcare and it prevents chronic diseases and improves overall life and functioning, then you would assume healthy. But realistically, it's not. In fact, we are ranked, of all the countries in the world, we're ranked 37th in overall healthcare and life expectancy. It's not good, okay? For the amount of money that we spend and the amount of drugs that we take, this is terrible. And it's actually getting worse. Each year, we're dropping down further, okay? France is the healthiest country in the world, and we spend 4 times more money than they do on healthcare. So you guys kind of seeing the problem with our current model? There has to be a change, and you know what it starts with? It's not going to start with the government. It's going to start with the individual, because they're looking at the mass population of America that's overall unhealthy, but it starts with each individual, okay? So this is why we stress the lifestyle change. Okay, so this is going to lead us into the meat of the workshop, okay? We're going to begin with the starts. These are going to be 7 things. It's 7 things we recommend that you start doing, and this is on your paper, so you can fill out each one and take notes. And then it's 7 things that we recommend you stop doing. Okay, number 1, water. Water intake. Water is extremely important. 60 to 90% of your body is made of water, 70% of your brain is made of water, and 90% of your lungs is made of water. Okay? It is the single most important purifier and detoxifier for the human body. So this is something you really need to increase the intake of. Okay. Now, how much should you take? Tell you, it's not 8-ounce glasses. Okay. It's specific to the individual and their body weight. So I'm going to give you guys an equation I want you to write down. 1/2 your body weight equals the number of ounces of water per day that you need to consume. I can tell some of you don't get that, huh? Okay. Number 2, breakfast. Can you guys still hear me back there? Yeah? Okay. Breakfast. So the word says it all. Break the fast. You've been fasting all night. You need to break the fast by eating something. Okay. Now we recommend a protein-based meal. The reason, protein is going to help regulate your blood sugar because you want to keep the blood sugar. Does anyone know what your blood sugar needs to be between? I know you hear us say it here quite a bit.
76 and 100.
Close.
70 and 110.
85 to 99. That's the optimal range of where your blood sugar needs to be at all times. So when you eat protein, your body will keep your blood sugar in that range, and that's extremely important. And we'll talk a little bit about why. So protein, we have eggs, any sort of lean meats, chicken, steak, fish. You can have turkey sausage, turkey bacon, chicken sausage. Okay, any sort of protein. You also want healthy fats. So coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil, those are fine. Now what did I not say? Sugar, but carbohydrates. So pancakes, biscuits, French toast. Yeah, I know, all right? But in all honesty, you have to stay away from it because what it does is when you eat that amount of carbohydrates, it spikes your blood sugar. So you get well above 99, and then 20 minutes later, you're hungry again. Okay? And then on top of that, when you're eating some of the wheat products, it has gluten, and we'll talk a little bit about that tonight too, and why that's something you want to stay away from. Okay, number 3. Exercise. This is extremely important, okay? We recommend about 30 minutes of moderate activity per day. Studies are actually starting to show that lower timed intervals and higher intense type workouts are better for the human body. But, obviously if you haven't worked out in a while, we're not going to ask you to do anything crazy. This is just something as simple as walking. So we encourage patients to get a pedometer and keep track of steps they take throughout the day. Have a little journal at the end of the day, write down how many steps you've taken. The next day, try to do a little more. And work your way up to about 10,000 steps per day. And then at that point, maybe we can incorporate some minor jogging, okay? Just you want to have some progression, and you need the exercise. One of the reasons exercise is the best stimulant for the overall nervous system. When you have the gross motor movement, it fires up the entire brain and spinal cord. Okay, so this is one of the best preventions against like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, things like that. Okay, the AARP did a study that stated if Americans walked 1.75 miles per day, that it would save our healthcare industry $4.1 trillion over a 10-year period. It's a lot of money, huh? That's really not that much. If you're walking at even a slow pace, maybe 35 to 45 minutes, okay? It's really not that much to ask. I want to let you guys know that men were designed to walk 25 miles per day because we're hunters and gatherers. We were intended to go and get our food, okay? We weren't intended to sit at a desk all day. Yes?
That doesn't count like going down to the restaurant, right?
No, we need a little more than that. Females are designed to walk 12 miles. So do you guys think we're falling short here? How about here? I'm sure some of us don't even get that. Okay. These last four these are the supplements I have up here. Okay. We have a little saying at the office: it's everybody, every day for life. Okay. Let me go over some of these supplements. The reason why we say that is because these supplements are so important, and the reason why we ask you to supplement with them is because you just don't get enough of it out of your diet. Nobody really does, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The first one, fish oil. Fish oil is also called omega-3 fatty acids. This makes up the majority of your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves, and the cell membranes, okay? So it's extremely important to have an adequate amount of this in the body. It also helps to decrease inflammation. It helps to regulate your triglyceride and cholesterol levels, and it helps to boost your immune system. Okay, we recommend 3,000 to 6,000 milligrams per day. Okay, now not all fish oil is made equal. Okay, so we do encourage patients that if you are currently supplementing with fish oil, bring it in and let us take a look at it, and we'll tell you if we think it's good quality or not. This is what you want to look for, okay? You want small fish, so sardines, anchovies, etc. The reason, smaller fish have less mercury content. Larger fish eat smaller fish, therefore they have more mercury. You also want to make sure that, of course, it's made from natural ingredients, organic preferably. And then the last thing you really want to focus on is purification. It needs to be distilled or purified at least one time. Okay? So here at the office we have capsules and we have a liquid form. It's all natural and organic ingredients. It comes from small fish and it's been distilled 3 times. So the mercury content's none, okay? 0. It also has a citrusy taste, so it's not like, you know, I hear some people say the fish oil gives them heartburn. Yeah, so and I take it, you know, I take it every day, obviously, and I've never had an issue with it. I actually enjoy the taste. I have had fish oil, bad fish oil, where bad taste, and then it gives you kind of the heartburn. Okay, so again, bring in yours. We'll take a look at it. If not, this is the best quality you're going to find. Okay. Number 5, it's vitamin D. It's another big one. Almost everybody is deficient in vitamin D. Okay, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But let's talk about the benefits of vitamin D and having sufficient amount of it. One, it helps to it boosts your T regulatory cells. Okay, and that's what is responsible for regulating your immune system. So when you need your immune system, it helps to turn it on. When you don't need your immune system, it turns it off, and it prevents against obviously autoimmunities. Okay. Also, studies have shown that people that have an adequate amount of vitamin D, it prevents their chances of cancer, most cancers, by anywhere from 50 to 80%. So it's really good to have. We recommend 2,000 to 10,000 milligrams per day. This is BioD. Okay. The good thing about this, you literally take 5 droplets underneath your tongue, and you're good to go for the day. Okay? 5, yeah. Not that much. 3? Well, yeah. 5's 10,000. So we want you in between the range. And again, with both of these, when you're under the weather or when you're fighting an illness, you want to be on the larger end of the range. Okay? Let's see. I think that was it for vitamin D. Probiotics. Does anyone here know what probiotics are? Yeah?
Good bacteria.
Good. Good, all right. Yeah, so it's your healthy gut flora. It's good bacteria. This is extremely important. Did you guys know that you have more bacterial cells in your body than you do human cells? Most of your gut lining is lined with good bacteria, and the purpose of that bacteria is to help break down food and absorb nutrients. How many people have been on antibiotics at some point in their life? How many people supplemented with probiotics after? Few, okay? Here's the issue. Antibiotics kill all bacteria, good and bad. So when you take antibiotics, it kills your good bacteria. Now you have open spaces in your gut. That leaves the opportunity for parasitic infections, viruses, and then bad bacteria. This begins the process of what we call a leaky gut. When you have a leaky gut, now certain things that get into your bloodstream that should not get in your bloodstream, like large proteins, gluten, casein, okay? 80% of your immune system is located in your gut. So if you don't have sufficient gut flora, you have a weak immune system. If you have an unhealthy or poor gut, you have a bad brain. There's a huge correlation between your gut and brain. Okay? So it's extremely important to supplement with this. Also, if you're eating a lot of processed foods, or if you're eating a lot of fast food, you get a ton of antibiotics in those things, especially the meat in fast food. And I'll kind of touch base on that a little bit more later. All right? The last one here is a multivitamin, multi-mineral. Again, this is the probiotic right here. And then this is the multivitamin, multi-mineral. This is the Intramax and the Intramin. Okay? You have to make sure you get enough vitamin and minerals and antioxidants in your diet. Okay? A lot of people now, especially if you're eating the standard American diet, then you're not getting sufficient amount of these. So for example, if you eat McDonald's, it's not real food. It doesn't have any vitamins and minerals in it. All it is calories that puts on weight. So you eat this food, and then what your body has to do is deplete its own reserves of vitamins and minerals to break that food down. So then if you do this for a long period of time, you end up depleting all of your vitamin and minerals, okay? And then on top of that, even if you are eating, if you're growing your own vegetables or whatnot, you also have to take into consideration that our soil isn't as rich as it used to be. It's just the way it is, okay? So again, it's important to supplement with multivitamin, multi-mineral. Okay, that's it for the starts. Now, our policy at the office, we always start by incorporating good things back in. Now, you don't have to do all of that, but what I would suggest doing is picking a few things to start with and to start really just dedicating and doing those few things. And then eventually knock out the whole list. And then we work on the stops and getting bad things out, okay? So let's move on. All right, the first thing, soda. How many people here drink soda? Yeah, don't lie. Okay. Oh, I could talk about this all day. There's a lot. I actually got two handouts for you before you guys leave. One's going to be on some statistics for chronic diseases. The other one's going to go through, this one's got 10 different things, in reference to soda. But I'm going to touch base on a good number of them, okay? Let's start with the first thing. One 12-ounce can of soda has 10 teaspoons of sugar. It's a lot. Remember the range, 85 to 99? Do you think if you drink a can of soda, you're outside that range? Okay. Let me tell you, you have a blood-brain barrier that covers your brain. Okay. It allows certain things to get in, like glucose, amino acids, things like that. It prevents other things from getting in. Large proteins are harmful things that could damage the brain. Glucose can absolutely get through the blood-brain barrier because it's essential for energy production. When you spike your glucose levels well above 99, you flood your nervous system with glucose. You then begin to overexcite your cells to the point of cell death. Now, can neurons, do they come back? Like if you lose neurons, do they come back? No, they're post-mitotic tissue, which means once they're done, they're done. They don't come back. But there's a great thing called neuroplasticity, which I'm sure you guys heard of before at this office, where parts of your brain can actually take over the function of dead areas. So that's a positive. But anyway, not good. Too much sugar. Now, who here has seen a sugar beet before? Yeah? They're about the size of a honeydew melon, so we'll just say, I mean, roughly it's about that size. It takes 16 sugar beets to equal the amount of sugar that's in one 12-ounce can of soda. How long would it take you to eat 16 sugar beets? A while, huh? How long does it take you to drink a 12-ounce can of soda? Exactly. See the difference? Everything is good in moderation. That's just crazy. Now, when you eat these sugar beets, you get 10 teaspoons of sugar out of this huge amount of food, which really, so in comparison, it's not that much. But you're also getting vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to help break that sugar down. What are you getting when you drink soda? Sugar, preservatives, cancer, okay? They should be on the ingredient list. Next, phosphoric acid. There's a lot of phosphoric acid in soda. So this is the way it works. Your body has a phosphorus to calcium ratio that it keeps at all times, okay? You don't have to think about this. Your body does it on its own because it's intelligent. When you drink a can of soda, you spike your phosphorus levels. Now your body has to keep that ratio, so it has to increase calcium. How does it do this? First of all, is that smart for the body to do? Yeah, of course. Everything your body does is intelligent. Leaches calcium from your bones. Calcium is what gives the bones its hard consistency. So now you end up with weak and brittle bones. What disease is that? Osteoporosis. Okay. Not good. This is just the tip of the iceberg, okay? It takes 33 glasses of water to detox from one can of soda. One study showed that if you drink one can of soda per day for a year, you put on 15 pounds of body fat. Let's see here. It's probably, okay. Let's talk again about the phosphoric acid. So soda is very acidic. Did you guys know that they use Coca-Cola to clean blood off the highways, battery acid off your batteries, and you can use it as Drano if you have a clogged drain. If you guys want to do an experiment at home, take a can of soda, Coca-Cola, pour it into a glass, and then take a bone, a chicken wing bone, dump it in there, give it a day or two, see if you can find it. It'll disintegrate the bone, okay? Is that really something you want to put in your body? No? I didn't think so. Number 2, diet soda. It's worse. Okay, let me tell you why. Don't be mistaken. Diet soda will still increase your blood sugar. Okay, it has the same amount of phosphoric acid, so it causes osteoporosis. But what it has that's worse is artificial flavoring. And be careful when you're starting. Start to be more cautious of this. Look at how many things out there, especially when you're buying packaged foods, has artificial flavoring. Okay, artificial flavoring is referred to as aspartame. It's a modified amino acid derivative. So it's amino acid. Do you think it can cross the blood-brain barrier? Yeah. Okay. What this does, this is a neurotoxin. It's an excitotoxin. So it crosses the blood-brain barrier, it leaches to the cell, and it just excites them all day until the cell dies because it's overstimulated. Okay. On top of that, at 90 degrees Fahrenheit, aspartame is converted to formaldehyde. Who knows what formaldehyde is? Yeah, preserves dead bodies, cadavers. It's also a cancer-causing agent. So here's the mechanism. You drink a can of diet soda, the aspartame gets into your bloodstream. Your bloodstream's, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Most of it gets converted to formaldehyde, cancer-causing agent. Okay? Fast food. You guys know this.
Stick.
You guys know this already. I know, I'm sorry guys. This is brutal. You guys wishing you didn't show up. So you guys know that this isn't good for you. It's not real food. There's no nutritious value. It'll put on a lot of weight, but it doesn't give you anything in return. Okay? A couple of the other issues. Man. 2 documentaries I think you guys should all see. Super Size Me. Guy literally ate McDonald's for a certain period of time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, put on a ton of weight, and he became a very healthy individual, a very unhealthy individual. Okay? Next one is Food Inc. This will go through how they kind of make the meat. Very disgusting. You probably won't want to eat there after you watch that. But in all honesty, the way they treat the animals is very cruel too. So they'll take a cow and they'll set it in a very small area so it can't move. Because how do you make something fat? You prevent it from moving and you overfeed it. Okay? So that's what they do, and then they load it up with bovine growth hormone to make it a lot bigger than it should be at a faster rate. They give it antibiotics to kill bacteria so it doesn't affect you guys in a bad way to where they could get sued. And then, of course, the meat's always going to have preservatives in it as well. Because what's the sole purpose of a product? To make money. So if they have something that's going to last a long time, it's got a better chance of selling and making them money. Just something to think about. McDonald's Happy Meal has an adult-sized dose of antibiotics. So if you're feeding your kids that, everybody, if you're eating fast food, is getting exposed to antibiotics. So even if you're not taking antibiotics, you're still getting exposed to it, which means you still need to supplement with what? Probiotics. Okay. Yeah, so again, they're loaded with antibiotics, preservatives, growth hormone, steroids, things like that. Everything that gets put into that cow gets put into you when you eat it. Okay? Number 4, I'm just going to call this packaged foods. This is a very broad spectrum, okay? So this is anything that comes in a package, okay? We're talking like donuts, chips, any sort of sweets, cookies. This is why we say when you go to a grocery store, you shop on the outskirts. Because when you get into the middle, you get into all the processed type foods. And that's where you're going to get the artificial flavoring, the preservatives, and all of those great things. So you really just want to start paying a little more attention to that, okay? Let's see, I told you I would talk about this. Okay, gluten. So wheat products. For those of you who aren't sure what gluten even is, it is a large protein found in wheat products. So the breads, the pastas, those sorts of grains. Again, most people have a leaky gut because of the antibiotics through the food and through if you've gotten it through a medical doctor. So you already have a poor functioning gut. You eat something like wheat that has gluten in it. The gluten gets into your bloodstream. It's a large protein, so your body automatically sees it as a foreign invader. So it does 2 things. It sends antibodies to tag it. Your antibodies, they literally put a flag in it and it says, kill this, okay? Then it says it's natural killer cells, and that'll go and attack and kill the gluten. Now whatever tissue, whatever healthy tissue that gluten is around is going to also get attacked and damaged. This is called inflammation. It's like taking a blowtorch to your tissues. This is the mechanism behind the autoimmunities. Okay, your body is literally attacking its own tissue. Inflammation is the cause of a lot of these chronic diseases. Like heart disease is not cholesterol. Your body needs cholesterol. It's a precursor for all your sex hormones, and it makes up most of the majority of your nerves. So cholesterol is not the culprit, it's the inflammation. You got to calm the inflammation down first. So what's one way of calming down the inflammation? I don't know. Get rid of the trigger. Okay? Also, wheat isn't the same as it's not the same as it once was. It's not the same wheat they ate in the Bible. It's not the same wheat that your grandparents or great-grandparents consumed. It's been modified. It's changed. They actually take a lot of the healthy stuff out of it and just give you a certain part of it that has the energy or the calories or whatever. Okay, so it's really just the way it's even made and processed and all that. It's just not healthy. Okay. A lot of people are sensitive to it. A lot of people have allergies or food sensitivities to gluten. Almost everybody. Okay. Number 6. This is a short one. A margarine. It's 1 molecule away from plastic. If you have this at the house, go home and throw it away. If you want to use butter, use real organic butter, or what we use at the, or Dr. Clark and I use it, at least I know that for sure. It's called Earth Balance. You can get it at Kroger. And you can look at you get the one that it has the big list of like no GMOs, no gluten, soy-free, dairy-free.
The red one.
Yeah.
The red one.
He knows what it is. What is it? Yeah, and it really is. You won't tell the difference. I promise you. All right, last one. You guys are gonna love this one. Cow's milk. I know, just get them. Okay, so let's talk about this. I didn't even write it down. Okay. First of all, how many species do you know consumes milk from a different species? Can you guys name any? No, we're the only ones. How many species consume milk after infancy? Humans take that one too. Let's talk about some of the issues. Well, there's a lot with this too. So, what is cow's milk intended for?
Cow.
Baby cow. Does a baby cow need more nutrition or less nutrition than a human? More. They're larger. So realistically, if you're drinking a lot of cow's milk, you're just getting too much anyway. Okay, now we'll get into some other things, but this also has phosphoric acid. It does the same thing as soda and diet soda. Leaches calcium from your bones, causes osteoporosis. Doesn't do the body good. The problem with the milk that this is the cow's milk that you get at the grocery store. So we're talking the half, the skim, the 1%, the 2%. They've been pasteurized, which means they're heated to very high temperatures. So and that's for safety reasons, obviously. And when you do that, you kill the bad bacteria, but you also kill the good bacteria and enzymes. Okay? Lactase is the enzyme that allows you to break milk down. So if you don't have sufficient lactase, or you're not producing it, which you shouldn't be producing a lot of it anyway, and they pasteurize the milk, so therefore it kills the lactase, now you have what they call lactose intolerance, okay? Because you don't have anything to break it down. So people that have that, they can't drink milk anyway. Let's see. Now, if you're so set on drinking cow's milk, you can have raw organic milk straight from the cow, but you really have to make sure the cow's healthy. So the cow has to eat what? Grass, not grains. Okay, and make sure it gets to move around and it's not given any growth hormone or antibiotics or anything like that. And if you want to drink that milk straight from the cow, go ahead, have at it. Again, I think it's too much nutrition, and it's also hard to come by. You can't buy that. Most states it's illegal to buy that for consumption purposes for yourself.
What about the organic milk they sell in the stores?
No.
Just at the label?
Yeah. Now, and then the other thing, so we kind of have a hierarchy here. Substitutes for cow's milk would be rice milk, almond milk, and coconut milk. You can get that at Kroger, okay? And then if you don't like that, and I recommend the unsweetened kind, so you stay away from all the sugar. Then goat's milk, raw goat's milk, and then raw cow's milk. But again, make sure those animals are healthy, okay? All right, that concludes that. I want to go over just a few more things. We're almost done here. Okay, so on your piece of paper that you're taking notes, you have something that looks like this. Okay, what I want you to do, so in my example, I'm 26, so it falls about a quarter of the way. I want you to mark your age and where you fall within that 0 to 100.
Our age now?
Yeah. Okay, now what I want you to do is mark where you see yourself, or ideally you want to live till. So like in my case, I just said 100. If it's more, put more. If it's less, put less, okay? What I want you to do now is I want you to just X this part out. Gone. Okay? There's not a single thing you're gonna do about the past. Any mistake you made, any poor health choices you've made, it doesn't matter at this point because it's over and done with. Don't dwell on it. Don't waste your energy on that. What I want you to focus on is from this moment forward. So one of two things are going to happen, okay? One, you're going to enjoy what you heard tonight, and you're going to try to utilize it in your own life, okay? That person that does that, I can guarantee you your health is going to increase. It's going to soar, okay? Then you're going to be able to live to whatever age, and hopefully longer. Now, not only do you want to live to that age, but it's about quality of life. There's really no point of living to 100 if the last 20 years of your life you can't do anything, okay? Option 2, you just say, hey, you know what? You're going to die anyway, right? Might as well enjoy McDonald's as much as you can. Well, then we can guarantee that that's where your health is going to go, okay? And so instead of living to 100, you may only live to 80. And then you live to 80, but at 60, from 60 to 80, you're not doing anything. This leads me to the next point. You also have on your piece of paper 2 hobbies you enjoy doing. I want you to take just a few minutes to write down 2 things you enjoy doing on your leisure time, okay? This can be, I mean, fishing, riding a motorcycle, playing with your grandkids, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever you enjoy doing. I'm not going to put you guys on the spot either. Okay, so how many people here have had the flu or stomach virus or a migraine headache? Yeah, I'm sure we've all had some sort of illness, okay? At that time when you were sick, did you feel like doing the hobbies you wrote down on that piece of paper? Okay, no, of course not. You weathered the storm. You wanted to wait until, you know, you wanted to get well, and that way you can enjoy your hobbies again. The point I'm trying to make is if you choose this route, I don't want you guys to get to the point to where you're so sick that you can't even enjoy your own life, because again, it's all about the quality of your life. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want to end with 2 things here. Okay, number 1, I want you guys to do me a favor. 2 things. Number 1, take action. Start with the starts and just pick a few things. If you're an overachiever, do the whole thing. Okay? But this is a great place to start to really improve the quality of your life and prevent a lot of these chronic diseases. Okay? Number 2, educate someone else. Okay? Teach them what you just learned. Bring them to our clinic. We're always welcome to have new guests. And we're excited. We like to teach people about this because you're not going to hear this anywhere else. No one else, very few other doctors would spend time to try to educate. And most doctors don't even know this because they don't live this lifestyle. Everything that I'm telling you tonight, we utilize, me and Dr. Clark, we do this in our own life, okay? We're gluten-free, we exercise, we do all of the things I talked about, okay? All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed what you heard tonight. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, you guys are free to go.